Welcome to Football with Cheese. Combine, day one was yesterday. Boy, was it an awesome day. The edge rushers especially. I'm going to go over 4 edge rushers that I think really improved their stock. And we'll go over linebackers and defensive tackles later in the draft season. But I want to focus on edge rushers. What an amazing group. Make sure you are subscribed and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. So it was already projected to be a great edge group, and I think it got even better because very few of the guys that worked out, not everyone worked out. I wish they all would. I really wish. Then you have to wait around for the pro days. But very few of them had a bad day. So it just strengthens the position for the draft. My Packers could use an edge rusher, so that's great. So let's start with Shemar Stewart, Texas A&M. He was 281 pounds at the Senior Bowl, and he showed up 267. Now, I think teams probably asked him to lose weight. 267 is a much better weight to play at as an edge rusher than 281. Unless you're Reggie White or J.J. Watt, but he's not. Who is? So, he lost the weight. Side note, it's been about a month since the Senior Bowl. A lot of these players weigh a lot less than the Senior Bowl, and they did it on purpose, not necessarily because teams asked them to. Some did, like Shemar Stewart, I bet. But some did so they'd work out better, so they'd run faster, more agile in the drills. And if I'm a GM and someone is 255, let's say, edge rusher, and that's where you want the weight at, and they show up at 241, I'm going to be like, at your pro day in 3 weeks, I want you back up over 250, and then I want you to work out again. I know what you're doing. But Shemar Stewart, 267, that's a good weight for him. The production was not there this year. He got a lot of pressures. He didn't get much as far as sacks go. I think 3.5. He's a better run defender right now. He's got a lot of work to do. He's probably not someone that's going to help you year one, but he is the third most athletic edge rusher that's ever gone to the combine since they started keeping track of everything. Third most ever. He is an athletic freak. Reminds me a little of Rashawn Gary, but he has higher upside. Rashawn Gary, similar college career, not very productive, but super athletic, drafted by the Packers in the first round. Packers got absolutely destroyed for making that pick. People called it the worst pick they've made, worst pick in the draft, and he ended up being a very good player. He didn't have the best year this past year in a new defensive scheme, but Shemar Stewart ran a 4.59. He had the best broad jump, the second best vertical. So his explosiveness is there. He has all the tools to be an elite player. Not a good player, an elite player. So I think he moved up. I think he could go top 10. I don't know if he will. I think his floor is probably Green Bay at 23. They love players like this. Like I said, they drafted Rashawn Gary. So I think he'll go somewhere maybe in the 8 to 23 range. We'll see. If you love his upside, then take him. But he does need to improve his pass rush moves and his technique. It's real sloppy. It led to a lot of inconsistency. Next player. Landon Jackson, measured in at 6'6", 264. He has incredible length, very long arms. He had the best vertical and the second best broad. Obviously, Shemar Stewart was the best at one. Landon Jackson was the best at the other. Very explosive. He's not quick, but he's really explosive and really long and really athletic. Coming into this combine, I saw some people have him rated in the 60s or 70s. Just a few. Most people have him rated in the 30s. I think he's going to be my top 32. I'm telling you right now. He needs to go in the first round. Maybe late first round, but he's a first round pick in this draft. He's the ideal 4-3 defensive end. He's a 3-down player. He's a terrific run defender already. He has a high motor, so you don't have to worry about work ethic with him. He does need to improve his pass rush technique, and he plays too high with his pad level. A lot of tall guys do. He's 6'6", so he's just got to get better at technique. I think if he improves that, he could really become like a 10-12 sack guy and be terrific at like right defensive end, stopping the run. I still remember the game in 2023 against Alabama. He had 3.5 sacks in that game. And it's not like Alabama had a bad offensive line, but he dominated that game. That's the first time I was like, who is this guy? And I've been a fan ever since. If he's there at 23 and Green Bay takes him, I won't have a problem with it. Is he in my top 23? Probably won't be, but maybe. It'll be close. If they trade down from 23 to 30, 31, and he's still there, I'd love that. So, next player, James Pierce Jr., Tennessee, measured in at 6'5", 245. Wow, 4'4", 740, fast. He is so athletic and so fast. No one else was even close to that 40 time. Now, he had a good broad. He did not have a good vertical. So he doesn't have a lot of lower body explosiveness necessarily, but he's quick, he's fast. He didn't do the 3-cone. I really wanted to see his 3-cone. I think he would have done well. I'm guessing he'll do it at the pro day. But I don't care if he's not that explosive because he's quick and fast. He is going to get to the quarterback. He's your ideal 3-4 outside linebacker. I think he's an underrated run defender. If you look him up, people are going to say, oh, and he's improving against the run. I think he's a little better against the run than people give him credit for. But he's either a 3-4 outside linebacker or possibly a designated pass rusher. I don't think he gets out of the top 15. I think he's a legit top 15 pick now after that workout. The Falcons pick 15. That is his floor to me. And he may go top 10. I think he was going to go top 15 anyway before this workout. So he may go top 10 to a team like the Jets, Saints, Bears, someone like that. And last but not least, we have, okay, here's a name. Okay. Donovan Ezeriku. I hope I said that right. Boston College. He's a bit on the smaller side, 6'2", 248. So he's very likely a designated pass rusher. For those of you who don't know what that means, you don't play on early downs, on run downs. But on passing downs, obvious passing downs, you are going to play defensive end and rush the passer. And Chop Robinson is a very similar type prospect. Went 20th overall last year to the Dolphins, so he could go in the first round. I think he will. I think it'll be late first round. I don't think he gets past the Eagles at 32. He had the best 20-yard shuttle and the best 3-cone. His 3-cone was 6.94, under 7. If you watched my Combine preview video yesterday, under 7's good for a corner, and he's an edge rusher and did a 6.94. Unbelievable change of direction, unbelievable body control. This guy can rush the passer. And someone was asking me about him. I got a text from a friend who's a Packer fan. Oh, he would be a good fit in Green Bay because the Packers defensive coordinator was his head coach for 3 years at Boston College. And the Packers assistant defensive line coach was his defensive line coach for 3 years at Boston College. So he knows the system, knows the scheme. The Packers typically do not draft undersized edge rushers. But listening to Brian Gutekunst's press conference, that might be changing. So he could absolutely become a Packer. Great guy, ton of energy, high character. I only have read good things about him. What an amazing workout he had. So those are 4 guys that all should be first-round picks. 2 more edge rushers I just want to mention. Jack Sawyer, the hero for Ohio State in the playoff against Texas. He has very short arms for an edge rusher. Makes it tough to get off blocks when you have short arms. And he did not work out. A lot of people don't think he's an elite athlete. So he could fall in the draft. He's probably one of those players that's going to outplay his draft position, but he could be a 3rd-round pick now. And Ja Joyner from Minnesota had a really good day. He was pretty much good at everything, not elite at everything. But he's a better athlete than I thought. I need to go back and watch him because I did not watch Minnesota much, maybe like a half all year. So anyway, those are some guys that did really well. Defensive backs is going on right now. I'll have a video about that tomorrow. So make sure you are subscribed. Turn on notifications. Like this video. Share this with anyone that loves football, loves the combine, loves the draft. Free agency is coming up in a few weeks. Check out this video. about the combine. If you haven't, I go through what the combine is in each drill. And I'll see you guys in the next video.